Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very special version of the Eyes on As podcast. I'm your host, Josh, along with my co-host, Patrick. Say hi, Patrick.
What's up, guys?
He's lagging. You can see it. Uh, Welcome to a special Q&A episode of the Eyes on As because we got a lot to talk about. Isn't that right?
Yeah, it's been a very eventful couple months to the start of the season. It's been very eventful since the last time you guys saw us when we beat Anaheim back there in overtime. It was a great game. Josh, I think you are
So we
very
have
delayed
reached
right now.
December 30th. Yeah, I'm noticing the same thing for you, that you're delayed as well. It's causing a lot of awkward pauses.
All right, go ahead.
So it is December 30th, 2025. The Colorado Avalanche stand at 29 wins, 2 losses, and 7 overtime points. My goodness.
By far the greatest team the NHL has seen in a very, very long time. We broke a points record for most points by the holiday break, which was as of December 24th. And we still played 2 less games than a ton of other teams in not just our division, but the entire league. Right now, we have 65 points after last night's 5-2 win. And that puts us 8 points above Dallas with a game still in hand. So the possibility of going up a whole 10 points over the Dallas Stars here in December when we play the Blues tomorrow night, that'd be huge.
Absolutely. It's really crazy to look at just the division standings across hockey. And we'll dive into that in a little bit. But before we do, the top 3 teams in the NHL are the Avs, the Wild, and the Stars. Obviously, Stars are 2, Wild are 3. But the top 3 teams all being in the same division, and yet we still are 8 points clear of the next highest team. This team is ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, they clear in just about every single category. Obviously, the power play is the one downside, but, top in penalty kill, the only team to score more than 140 goals, and we're at 153. The only team to give up less than 100 goals, and we're still sitting at 87. So the
Yes.
lumberyard is going strong. The lines are rolling. Everyone's scoring. Highest differential plus 66, closest Dallas at plus 34. This team is just doing everything you want it to do and more.
All right, so that leads me to the first question that I'm going to ask. Patrick, this entire team has been an absolute machine. What's been your favorite part of it?
I think just the depth. It's something we haven't seen since the 2022 Cup team. All 4 lines being able to go out there, do what they need to do, even score. I absolutely love seeing Gavin Brindley go across every single line, destroying, tearing up the ice, absolutely killing it out there. He's playing so well. He got put on the top line with Natchez and McKinnon, and when he came back from his injury and immediately scored, we have a guy for a generation. He's so young. He's 21 still, and he leads all rookies. And last I saw, I think it changed since then, he was tied on the team for most game-winning goals as well.
You could say anyone is on that list, and I believe you. That's how good this team is. For me, I'd have to say my number one thing this year has been goaltending. Goaltending. This team, between the pipes, is eons better than anything me and you have experienced in the last, I don't know how long, since Darcy Kemper
I think it's the
and Pavel
greatest goalie
Francouz was our
tandem
goalie
ever.
tandem.
It's the greatest goalie tandem ever.
I mean,
I don't think we've seen anyone come as close as the Avs have been. Split 1 regulation loss between the 2 of them. You got 2 total. They're just playing out of their minds right now. Both playing as starters. And it's up to Bednar. He said last night post game, it's not like he's going to be tossing them back and forth each game. It's who's hot, who needs a spot, who needs a little bit of a break, and he can trust them both because they can go off.
Absolutely. I mean, just looking at the numbers, I have ESPN pulled up on my screen. Goals allowed, the goals against average, Wedgwood and Blackwood are third and fourth in the NHL. The only for some reason on ESPN, number one is not is number two is not showing up. The only person that is ranked higher is Brandon Boosie from Carolina. Two goalies are in the top five. This is some after suffering through whatever last year was, and just the consistent struggles of Georgie and Onwin. It is so refreshing to see goaltenders, our goalies, stand on their head and make play after play after play.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing to see because everyone knows about the goaltending woes, even just before Georgiev. You go back to Varlamov, who's always injured. We had to play Jonathan Bernier and Hammond in the playoffs. We then get Grubauer coming off a cup win in Washington, and he couldn't push us past the threshold either. We finally get our guy in Kemper. Kemper came in, won us a cup. Francouz helped us a heck of a lot. But then, those guys were both gone a year later. We had to trust Georgiev after that making that trade, and it worked for a year, but it didn't sustain what we wanted to sustain. So just a little over a year ago, it was December, late November, early December, we made these trades for Wedgwood and Blackwood, and been amazing since then.
Absolutely. Just it is crazy looking at our schedule and seeing the only teams we've lost to in regulation was an away game in Boston and an away game in where is it?
Long Island.
In New York, where the
Yeah,
Islanders. Sorry, I was scrolling through trying to
it's
find
all
it.
good.
The
Yeah, I
fact that
mean,
this team is so balanced and is able to just go on the road and win, but also able to defend home ice at such a high level, it's
yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah, it's 14 straight wins on home ice, no regulation losses yet at home. Both losses on the road, they did come with being down at least 2 goals. In Boston we were down 2-0. Came back, almost tied it. McKinnon uh made it a 1-goal game late, but there wasn't much time, and then down 3 goals a couple different times in New York. That game was just it was whack. I don't know what happened there. They're just off a little bit, but every single time
You
they
know what?
go
A
out,
team's
they
gonna have an
play.
off game.
Exactly. Like even a team like this who has a lot of things going for them, there can always be something there that you're not seeing that can just, cause some problems. I know there's a sickness flying around the locker room a little bit ago, so maybe that played an effect. But either way, 2 regulation losses, both on the road, like it's very, very good for us, especially since we're holding the President Trophy seed right now.
Absolutely. And the best part is this team can do nothing but improve. We still have Logan O'Connor sitting on injured reserve, who's about a
Yep.
week or two away from being ready to play. From there, you have a question of who do you take out of this lineup? And I don't think that's an easy decision.
Exactly. I mean, early in the season, we're like, oh, well, it could be like Bardakov, but Bardakov hasn't played. Like everyone that's played, they've done their jobs. They've done exactly what they've needed to do. It's not like you can easily just switch someone out. I know we really, really want O'Connor back in. He's amazing on the kill. He's amazing on that third line, sometimes second line. So we really need him back. But when it comes to a question of who do you bench, like I don't know. You can't really take out Brindley. He's playing too well. I
And
mean, you can't.
that would leave it being Kiwi, but I don't want to take Kiwi out of the lineup either. Then you jump
The
to the
only
third line, and you can't break up Colton, Drury, and Olafson. They're too good
exactly.
too.
Yeah, the only thing I could say would be Olafson, but he's like he's there, he's doing what he's supposed to do. Like it's not like he's been a bad player for us. He's on that third line, he's playing well when he scores. Most say I think it's 1 or 2 games he scored in. Every other game he had a multi-goal game. So when he scores twice. And that's what you want to see. Reminds me of Jonas Donskoy before the Kraken became a team. But it's tough. We're gonna have to try some things out when he's healthy again. Trying to take one guy out, see if it works. Take another guy out, see if that works. But luckily, we have multiple months before the playoffs, and we're riding so high we can do that. We don't have to risk any points by doing that, taking out one guy and seeing what happens.
I describe it as the best problem to have is a conundrum of surplus, where we have so much talent in this team that when we get better, we don't know who we can take out. And that is a good problem to have. And that's a problem that I've been waiting for us to have for a while, especially with a lot of our depth issues. But it looks like in the next couple of weeks, we may have that problem.
Yeah. I mean, I trust Bednar to pull the right move. He should win Coach of the Year. It's not even close, in my opinion. If you're carrying a team like this, he finally is getting some recognition. He was top 5 in the most recent vote, you can call it. But it, I trust him to do what he feels is right, and we'll find our footing. We have our footing still, just a little pebble in the road. But I believe we'll be able to find what works for us, and I can't wait to see O'Connor back there on the ice.
Absolutely. It'll make what has been, I don't want to describe it a weakness. Our penalty kill has not been a weakness by any stretch, but
First in the
having
league.
him back, having the mayor of the city back on the penalty kill, who has been one of the best penalty kill shooters I've ever seen, having him back on
Yeah.
the ice is going to be huge for this team. The problem is we need it on the other side. Let's talk about the power
Yeah, I
play.
mean, so we brought in Dave Haxtell, hoping he could fix this power play. It's starting to look like it's not necessarily a scheme problem. It's so tough to tell because there are power plays where we get tons of chances and just can't find the back of the net. There's power plays where we can't even set up. But I think I don't know what the issue is. There's questions flying around from everyone, from fans, from coaching, from players. Like, we don't know what the problem is with the power play. Uh, I mean, you could call it lack of shooting, and you call it what you want, but what I really want to see on that power play is Nichushkin back on the top line. A couple years back, when he was on the power play, he was unstoppable. He could clean everything up in front of the net, just like Lehkonen does, just like Landy does. But he was a monster. He's a machine out there. I would really love to see Nichushkin back on the top line power play. I don't know who you take out. That's the problem. But
Yeah, it's. I mean, with the first line being Brock Nelson, Natchez, Landeskog, McKinnon, and McCarr, once again, it's that conundrum of surplus.
yeah,
I think that's the best way to describe this team is that this entire team is a conundrum of surplus, where we have the talent everywhere, and we just need to shuffle it around, but we don't know how to.
yeah. I mean, we went 6-on-5 the other night to tie the game with 8 seconds left. And the 6-on-5 was phenomenal. They did everything you want to see a power play do. But you can't pull the goaltender every single time you're on a power play, especially if you're in a tight game. Because then it becomes, oh, if they clear the puck and it goes in, then we've given up a shorthanded goal for no reason. So it's tough. Uh, Again, you gotta just trust the coaching staff, even though it hasn't worked out so far. We have plenty of time to go. Maybe they do switch that up when they're in a low stretch before or maybe after the Olympics. I know we play every other day in March, the entire month. We play 15 or 16 games in the month of March. So that's going to be a real test to see if they can sustain, see if they can fix the power play maybe. And March, as everyone knows, is a massive month with only 2 weeks left in the season afterwards. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. The power play is so difficult.
Yeah, it's always hard to try to game. It feels like it would be easier to game plan for having a 5-on-4, but in reality, it's one of the hardest parts of hockey, and I think
Hmm.
that's something that we as Av fans didn't really grow accustomed to because for years we just had Nathan McKinnon skate up the ice, finagle his way through the entire box defense, and just put in a beautiful shot. But once teams figure out how to stop that, we had to adjust, and I think we're still figuring that out.
Yeah, I mean, they might be a little like not aggressive enough. I've noticed that they need to shoot a little bit more. But we're a very good east to west team. Everyone says it. We know how to go not just up and down the ice, but across the ice, and it gives chances because goaltenders then out of position. Uh, But when you get too comfortable in going across the ice, then it can cause turnovers when the defensive playing is playing strong like they do on kills. So I don't know. We got to wait and see on that one too. Like it's just there's no answer from me.
Absolutely. So I want to dive into some statistics that I've noticed and I like what I see. First off, Nathan McKinnon is second in the NHL with 66 points on the season, only behind Connor McDavid, who went on that unbelievable stretch a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, and McKinnon
That
has a
is,
game in hand too.
yeah. And
Two
I
games
think
actually.
yeah, the one thing that, yeah, he has 2 games in hand. McKinnon's played 38, McDavid's played 40. The other thing that I'm paying attention to in the points category is Marty Necas having it being sixth in the NHL with 50 points. The person right above him is Miko with 54. So that leads to the question of is Marty Necas still in the shoes of Miko Rantanen? Well, and I think the answer to that question is a very easy yes.
Yeah, I mean, very easily, all you have to do is look at the goals. Natchez has 19, Rantanen has 15. That's not like Rantanen. He's known as a 30 plus, 40 plus, 50 plus guy scorer. He's only at 15 through 40 games played. Sorry, 38 games played. So he's lacking on the scoring part. He's finding guys to pass to. Dallas has a very good top line. Johnston Robertson's coming back this year. He's playing a lot better. So he's been dumping the puck off instead of shooting more. Uh, let's see. Rantanen has 71 penalty minutes. Last I saw, he was second in the entire league in penalty minutes. He's become not a menace, more like an evil, terrible, disgusting green Dallas player.
Well, I mean, what do
The
you
entire
expect?
league is
He's
starting
in
to hate him,
Dallas.
and
What do you
I'm
expect?
perfectly fine with it.
It's
But
all coming to plan.
exactly, yeah. You look at shots and shots percentage too. Natchez has 87 shots in forcing a 21.8% shooting, which is phenomenal. If you're over 20%, that's amazing. Like McKinnon's 18.5 right now. He always leads the league in shooting, but even having that, and then you look at Rantanen, he has more shots. He has 96 shots and a 15.6 percentage. That's not very good when you're having shots like Rantanen does.
Absolutely. And then the one other thing when it comes to points is, and I don't want to sound cocky in any way, shape, or form, but it's kind of a given that Cale Makar will lead defenseman in points pretty much every season. He's currently
Yeah.
sitting at, I lost the page, 14th in the NHL, tied with Brad Marchand from the Panthers with 44.
Yeah,
Not
I
much
mean,
needs to be said
he's playing phenomenal, as everyone knows Kale can. 12 goals already as a defenseman. He has a chance to go back to 30 again this year. Maybe even pass his record of 31 goals he had last year. I believe he can. He had a late one last night in garbage time to put it up to 5. But, I mean, it's not like he's playing awful. He's playing absolutely amazing.
He's
32
playing like Cale
assists as
Makar.
well, 44 total points. Exactly. He's Kale McCarr.
You can't really ask for more than Cale Makar to be Cale Makar. And I think that's the best part about this team is that we're not asking anyone to play out of position or do anything out of the ordinary. We are asking them to play like themselves, and they're doing it.
Exactly. I mean, you look at plus minus. McKinnon has a chance to become the highest plus minus since the 90s and the 80s. He currently leads at 48 plus minus, which means he's been on the ice 48 times when you equal in on the ice for goals and goals against. He's been on there 48 times. Next closest is Natchez at 38. And then Lehkonen at 34, Makar at 33, and Manson at 25. The Avs fill all 5 top spots. Tays fills 7 only because JJ Mosier of Tampa has a 25 plus minus and Tays has 24. So that's 6 of the top 7 guys the Avs have in plus minus. You keep going down the list. Malinsky tied for 8th and Burns tied for 9th. Like these guys are just on top of scoring. Like it's just nonstop. And the penalty minutes are low. That's what you want to see. Time on ice per game 25 to 30. Penalty minutes below 30 now too. It's like it's perfect. Even below 20 for most of them.
I will say, I think my favorite development that I've seen this season has been Sam Malinsky taking that next step and becoming a baby McCall. That's what we wanted.
Yep.
We wanted Malinsky to turn into a baby McCarr and Brindley to turn into a mini mix of Landeskog and McKinnon. They've both done that. These young guys that we've invested so much in are finally starting to reap the benefits, and that's what makes this team dangerous long term.
Yep. Yeah, we talked about in the offseason, it was a money problem for the Avs. They signed Malinsky only to a 1-year extension because that's all they could right now. But he's going to get a big bag. I hope it's not from any other team because it would be awful to see him leave so early on in his career. We got to pay the man. He's playing phenomenal. And we also talked in the offseason about all 6 D-men, about how we've locked our defensive down for the first time in quite a bit too. Top line, Taze McCarr, phenomenal. You go to the second line, they switch it up sometimes. So right now it's Burns and Manson. Third line, Gerard Malinsky. They know exactly what they need to do. They all have been scoring. Brent Burns at one point was near the top of the team in assists. Like it's phenomenal what he can do. His points total is amazing. It just these guys know what they're doing. They know how to play their game, and they're doing it extremely and phenomenally well. The defense, phenomenal. Goaltending, phenomenal. I love this team so much.
So do I. I think everyone in the state of Colorado is just the entire state of Colorado is, truth be told, riding an all-time high right now. The Broncos are the 1 seed in the AFC right now and play the Chargers on Sunday to potentially lock that up. The Avs are playing like the best team in hockey, and I see a comment from Jack McKinney. I know we are an Avs podcast, but we got to talk about Jokic for a second. Absolutely brutal, but that was best case scenario. 4 weeks is the best thing we could have gotten from that injury, and I'm so grateful that it's not longer.
Yeah. 4 weeks before reevaluating is exactly what you want. It looked bad. He could have torn his ACL. We're all glad he didn't. Not a lot of Nuggets fans slept last night. Not a lot of people in Denver did because, if he goes down, then, we're down 4 starters already. We don't want to lose one guy for an entire year. So we're happy Jokic is going to start the men soon. Only 4 weeks. We'll see if it's any longer. But, yeah, we don't want any fraudulent SGA MVPs. That man cannot play basketball.
The problem is the Thunder are so good right now. I don't know who else could be MVP, and that's the unfortunate situation we deal with Jokic probably going to be coming down to the wire with that 65 game minimum. Jokic plays an average of 70 to 80 games, somewhere in that range every season.
He's missed
Four
maximum
weeks
5
is
straight games in his entire career, and that was in 2019.
4 weeks is going to knock him out for upwards of 10, 15 games,
Hmm.
which is going to suck. So we're going to need Bubble Murray to come back. B, it's kind of a good thing because we get to see some of our young guys like DeRon Holmes really step into a bigger spotlight, and we get to see what they do, what they can do,
I want to see
because
Strother
we've seen
again.
Peyton
That man
Watson
was
do it.
on fire last year.
Exactly. But obviously, having Jokic out is going to force a first-year head coach in Dave Adelman to change his game plan a lot. You can't game plan with Jokic. It's impossible to game plan without him.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what he does. I mean, it's so tough. You're down 4 starters. You only have Murray out there now from the first lineup, so you got to try and throw things around. Obviously, Hardaway and Johnson. Good thing they didn't go down with injuries. I can't remember who it was, but one of them had a knee scare as well a couple weeks ago, and so that was close. Uh, you
Yeah,
know, P Watt, that shot the other night, in and out, lose by 1 was one of the roughest misses I've seen in a while because that was in. But I don't know. We're happy to have a center. Big Val's out there for the Nuggets as well. And so to finally have a guy who can play minutes and score, it'll be helpful.
I mean, it's crazy to think about. In our last 4 games, we're 1-3, but we are 2 made shots at the buzzer away from being 3-4 in that stretch. 3 out of 4 in that stretch. 2 games came down to 1 point, and then the game in between that was a Nikola Jokic
Yep.
50-point triple double. Ridiculous, ridiculous. Patrick,
Yeah, I
I think
didn't want to
I
hear any of those SGA fans being like, "Oh, he had 20 something free throws." It doesn't matter. It was basically all in overtime. Even without that, there was still a 34 point triple double, and he set the record for most points in an overtime period in the NBA.
there is there is and never will be someone like Nikola Jokic. It's
He's, in
just
my opinion,
incredible.
people are like, "Oh, he's getting close to top 10 all time. He should be top 5, top 3." He very well may become number 1, number 2, because you got to throw rings out there. Jordan has 6, LeBron has a couple as well. But Jokic is an animal.
No doubt about it. All right, and once again, feel free if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. This is a Q&A, so feel free to ask any questions about the NHL, NBA, NFL. Let's avoid the MLB because both me and Patrick are depressed about that. So if you have anything, let us know.
Yeah,
In the
as depressed I
meantime,
am with the Rockies, I can't wait to get back to Coors. So be back there in
absolutely.
April and May.
In the meantime, Patrick, outside the ads, what has been your favorite storyline or favorite thing you've noticed as we end the 2025 portion of the NHL season?
Celebrini is just insane. We all knew he was going to be good, but Celebrini's gone off for San Jose. I really like how they rebuilt. San Jose's coming up. They were holding playoff spots earlier. I think they still are just outside the wild card. They
As of
currently
right now,
hold the
they have
last spot.
41 points. As of right now, they have 41 points, tied with the LA Kings for fourth in the division. That actually does put them in a wild card spot because the Mammoth have 39.
Yeah, so San Jose trying to get back to the playoffs this year would be huge for them, but just being able to see Celebrini play, he's a beast out there. He's gonna become a top star. People are comparing him to young Crosby, and like I see it, he's going off. He's playing very well. So I liked watching that storyline. Just McKinnon taking over the league again. He didn't win the Hart this past season because there's some idiots out there, but he will lead the calendar year in points. He's close in goals. He's close in assists. He's got one game left to play. I mean, it's been a very fun year of hockey, barring one series in May. Uh, I'm glad this sport's finally growing. Ratings are going up across the entire league. Uh, you know, we'll see what happens with the Winter Classic and the outdoor series in January in Florida, which is idiotic. But
Definitely to you, but you look at who's been successful in the NHL in the last 5 years, it makes a lot of sense.
yeah, it doesn't matter though. No outdoor game should be played indoors in Florida. So, I
But I
do know
will
they're going to
say
Dallas, AT&T Stadium next year. Dallas is hosting. They haven't announced who,
it'll
but
be.
very,
I'm
very
calling the
could
shot
be.
now. It'll be Avstars. It is going
Yep,
to be Avstars.
very could be. If not them, maybe the NHL will screw us over again and throw Minnesota out there. But Avs need to host an outdoor game very soon.
Absolutely. So the storyline that I want to talk about is I've dubbed it East Coast Chaos. There, if you have now looked at the standings of the Eastern Conference, you're missing out on pure chaos. There is not a single team in that conference that is below 500. I'm going to say that again. There is not a single team in that conference that is under 500, not counting overtime games. Every
Yep,
team has one more games in regulation than they've lost in regulation.
yep.
The difference
Uh,
between last in the Eastern Conference and first in the Eastern Conference is 11
so
points.
yeah.
The Blue Jackets and the Leafs are tied for last place. The Hurricanes are in first place. The Devils look like the hottest team in hockey. They're in the bottom half of the conference. This
The
conference
Sabers,
flip flops.
the
The
Sabers have won
Sabres
9
are
straight games
flying.
and they're out of a spot right now. They have
They look like
44
a
points.
competent franchise again.
Yes, 2016 Coors Field game, phenomenal. Go back, please, go back. You got to do that. But I mean,
Please.
I saw a Sabres fan complaining on Twitter the other day. They're like, "Yeah, we have 44 points and we're out of a playoff spot right now. The Sharks have 41 points. They're 24th in the league and they hold a playoff spot." And it sucks that's how that works. It sucks you got to go conference to conference. The only one thing I would change: go 1 through 8 in the postseason. Don't want any of this top three division you play each other. It's stupid. It's crap. Need Bettman to switch it back to 1
especially
to 8.
especially when looking at the Western Conference, and I said this earlier, top three, Avs,
Mhm.
Stars, Wild. That is the top three in our division.
It was very similar last year too. Only thing difference was Washington Capitals were top in the league, but you had Winnipeg, Dallas, and Colorado top three in the division, top four, top five in the entire league, and forced to play them in the top 2 rounds instead of seeing a gorgeous matchup in the conference championship game. Uh, the Western Conference series, like we've seen with Detroit and Colorado in the past. So I would love if they switched it back. I think a lot of hockey fans would love if they switched it back, but beggars can't be choosers.
I think another thing that I've just been keeping my eye on, and now that I'm like actually taking an in-depth look at it, I'm like more confused than ever. The surprising downfall of the Winnipeg Jets. Crazy.
Prayed for this to happen and it came true.
You chose the wrong team. You should have chose the Stars.
And you can't do anything about the Stars. They use devil magic.
True. They are the Kansas City Chiefs of the
Yeah,
NHL.
no one likes them.
Nope.
But yeah, Winnipeg, Hellebuck was out for a couple weeks, and that kind of pushed them back because that's all Winnipeg has is goaltending. They don't have anything else. They have a couple star players. Kyle Connor's still kicking around, but they have nothing. 34 points, tied with Chicago. They have the same number of points as Chicago in the basement of our
But
division.
Dard with Chicago.
Bedard's carrying Chicago. That's that. Chicago's had a terrible rebuild,
Yeah.
which I'm fine
And
with.
it's crazy because they've shown signs of life. I have friends who are Blackhawks fans that they've shown signs of life, just not enough signs of life to make an impact when you really need to.
Yeah.
You want to look at a successful rebuild? Look at Anaheim. Look at San Jose.
You
Look,
look at San Jose. Anaheim was interesting. They trade away Zegras, and they find themselves to the top of the league at one point.
and speaking of Zegras, look at the Flyers. All these teams have successfully rebuilt themselves by balancing everything.
Yep.
The Blackhawks put all their chips into Connor Bedard and friends, and it's unfortunately for Bedard not working.
Correct. Correct.
But
Yeah,
my
and I'm
favorite
fine if Chicago
downfall,
doesn't rebuild. I'm not a massive fan of them. I'd like to see Bedard succeed. It's got to be somewhere else, though.
you
And
want to
it
know
will
what
be
my favorite
eventually.
downfall has been? You know what my favorite downfall has been? The fall from grace of Jordan Binnington.
Yeah, the trash can. He is the Houston Astros of the entire NHL. No one likes Bennington. He had a miracle run for Team Canada last February. He won't be able to do that again in the Olympics. There's no chance. He's played awful, and I'm here for it.
Yeah. He has been, of all NHL teams, there have been 61 goalies who are qualified for statistics. He has been give me, the sixth worst qualified goalie.
Yeah,
Goals
he's
of
trash.
average at 3.5.
He's trash.
I could not be happier to see him fail. I could not be happier. I know
Yeah, I
you
mean,
never want to prey on someone's downfall. If there's one person who deserves it, it's
it's
Jordan Binnington.
Bennington.
Jordan Binnington.
Yeah, never forgive him for what he did to Kadri. Never. That man can retire, and I'll be fine with it. We don't prey on injuries, but we do prey on downfalls, and Bennington's at the top of my list. Vander Kane follows him.
Uh, then anyone on the Dallas Stars is also on that list.
Correct. Yep.
All right, we got a question from Braden Hart. What's up, Braden? What is a move you want to see the Avs make at the trade deadline?
Nothing. Nothing at all. I've
I'm with
been
him.
saying this for a bit.
Crap,
We
I'm
do
reversed.
not
I'm
need
with
to
him.
trade anything.
I'm with him. I'm with him.
Yep.
This Avs team is the deepest it's been and the most talented it's been and the most balanced it's been in
Hmm.
a very long time. There is no need to go make an all-in push when we're already doing it. This
Correct.
team doesn't. This team, as of right now, does not need to double down on anything. This team is the
Correct.
perfect mix of experience, youth, talent, and everything. Goaltending
Yep.
is playing out of their minds, so we can't say goaltending this year. The defense has been a cohesive unit, so it's the defense doesn't need improvement. And then the offense is the offense, like it's always been. This team doesn't need to do anything, and they
Mhm.
shouldn't do anything. If an injury arises, then we can come back to that question. But right now, while everyone is, knock on wood, healthy, nothing. Nothing.
Correct. Correct. Yeah, I mean, in 22, we traded for a couple guys. We brought in Lekanen, obviously, phenomenal trade. I saw
Astori Leggett.
some stupid person say we go Crosby for Nature's first round and third round. I'm like, first of all, I don't think we have a first round or third round. Secondly, we just extended Nature's. There's no way we're just dumping him off for a 1 year or a half year Crosby deal. That's not something I want in our cards. It's not something I don't think the Avs front office will do. We don't need to make any changes. We were just talking before about who do you take out for Logan O'Connor. That's the problem, is we have too many good guys, too many guys doing their job properly. We have an extra guy already. We have 13 men we can play when O'Connor comes back. We don't need to trade anyone. We don't need to bring anyone in. If someone wants a draft pick or two, sure, go ahead. But, no one from our starting 18, 20 should be leaving.
Absolutely, 100% agree. As much fun as it would be to see Sidney Crosby in the burgundy and blue, if it isn't team friendly, don't do it. I think it's fair to make that assumption.
Yeah, yeah. If they want just picks, I'll give them any pick they want. So I don't, we're Avs fans. We don't care about picks.
We're part of the Kroenke family, as the Rams said, F them picks.
Correct. Yep. So if they want all our draft picks for the next 2 seasons, go ahead, take them. We'll take Crosby, and we'll find someone to take off our roster. I'll gladly do that. But we should not be trading anyone for him, and it better not be our star goaltender from the KHL either. So
Nope, nope. The entire team from top to bottom, don't change a thing.
yep, no trade clause in
Do
my
not change a
opinion.
thing.
Yeah, that was a good question. Thank you for that question. But
Thank you, thank you.
shut
Feel
that
free to
down
drop any more
immediately.
you got. Always fun to answer a question with an absolute emphatic no.
Yeah, and that's the great part about this team this year is we know exactly what we want to talk about. We know exactly how we want to play our game. And every single conversation it can be, yep, Avalanche, end of story. I had a friend go, yeah, so where's Detroit on the standings? I'm like, if they're below one, I'm not looking at them because that's where we're sitting and that's where we'll stay.
We got a message from Nick's Chill 4533. I don't know anything about hockey. I'm just here to support. Man, we appreciate that. Seriously,
Yes,
thank
yes.
you. We appreciate that more than you realize.
Yeah, we love our supporters. We love our fans. Our Instagram page, we're nearing 500 followers. We passed 400 followers earlier this summer. We're 11 away from that next milestone. We continue to grow. We continue to build. We're a little over a year in with 5280 Media, and I couldn't be happier.
Absolutely. So let's take a quick look at what's next for the ads. Let's do a synopsis of our next 5 games. We start tomorrow night, New Year's Eve, 9 o'clock Eastern. We play St. Louis. St. Louis, there's
Killed,
St. Louis.
murdered, end of story.
Yep. And then we start a very, very interesting 3 game stretch. On Saturday the 3rd, we go to Carolina for a 7 o'clock game.
Yep, those will
Carolina
be
is first
Nordiques as
place.
well. That'll be
That's right.
Nordiques
That's the
game.
next Nordiques Whalers game. That's the next Nordiques Whalers game. Let's go.
Hmm.
Love to see that. But that is the matchup. That is going to be the matchup between the number 1 goalie in the NHL because they're probably going to pull Brandon Bussi on us, and then we could go Wedgwood or Blackwood, and it's 1 versus 3 or 4. That is unbelievable. That is going to be such a fun game to watch. Fortunately, it's not on the same day as the Winter Classic, so I won't be switching channels. However, I may not be able to watch the game on Sunday, January 4th. That's as Panthers. For those of you who don't know, I am relatively close to where the Panthers play. I am actively searching to try to get tickets to make sure I go to that game. I want to get feet on ground in the arena covering the ads. To be
Well,
determined,
it
but I'm
will
trying.
be fun. I was at the game with the Panthers out here a couple weeks ago. That was a phenomenal 6-2 victory. Being able to beat the Panthers, perfectly fine with. Any team from Florida can go down the drain.
Yep. How funny would it be if we end the back-to-back streak of the Lightning and then we end the back-to-back streak of the Panthers by beating them? That would be really funny.
Hey, they got to make the playoffs first. They're holding that last wild card
Mm,
spot right now.
very, very true. Then the road trip ends with a trip to Tampa Bay. I have banned myself from ever going to an Avs Lightning game in Tampa ever again.
Hmm.
Because the last time I did, it was an 8-2 shellacking. We traded Justice Onwin for Scott Wedgwood the next day. I will never forget
Yeah, I blame you for everything that happened.
that. So you're blaming me for making good things happen? I'll
Hey, I
take it.
mean, if you got to make bad things happen first, just for you to leave, and then good things happen, hey, I'm here.
Very, very true. Then our next 5 games, it concludes on January 8th with a home game against the Ottawa Senators.
I mean, it's Ottawa. They were playing a little better recently. They're finding their stride a little bit. Uh, yeah, it'll be a clean sweep. I don't see the Avs really losing another game in regulation unless something funky happens for quite some time. I mean, we don't play a tough team until we get Carolina there. That'll be an interesting one. But you got a stretch of a bunch of nobodies. We play Anaheim late in January, but if this team plays how they could, they can easily go on an 82 game win streak.
Okay. I feel like we're a little too optimistic with that. This team is, as much as we hate it, this team is going to lose a game or two, and
Hmm.
that mostly boils down to us not being able to do good in shootouts.
Yeah, it's not a fun category to talk about.
No, but at the same time, I think that's the way we built our team. It's because we recognize playoffs don't have shootouts.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, the reason why you can be so optimistic about this team is they're 5-on-5 playing. They're the best 5-on-5 team. It's not close. Their goals per game is top. Their shots per game is top. Like these guys, they lead in every category you want them to lead in, like I said before. So you could get on the back of them and just run.
Machine, juggernaut, every single word in the dictionary
Wagon.
to describe just how good this team isn't
Yep.
even it's an understatement. Because this team, you think you've got them on the ropes with a 1 goal lead in the third period? Ah,
Nah.
no way in hell.
Nah. Yeah, they were last night's game. The Kings were trying to come back. The Kings are a feisty team. We didn't play well in the first period. We started finding our groove in the second. Then, as everyone knows, we lead the league in third period goals. We put up, I think, two third period goals last night. So,
Well, then again, I also don't take as much credit into a couple of those goals because one of them was in the last minute of the game where it was clear that the Kings had stopped playing defense.
yeah, I mean, both of them were. It was empty net goal and then Cale Makar after the empty net goal with a goaltender in net. So, but, Avs only team above 3.5 goals per game. They're sitting at four, averaging 4 goals per game. And we're giving up the least. It's not even close. Giving up 2.18 goals per game. Next closest team, Kings, who we just put up 5 against last night, 2.55. Stats are
Just
there.
ridiculous.
Results are
Ridiculous.
showing. You just got to carry it.
So I feel like this is a good last question to end on because it shows a lot about like your train of thinking. Patrick, what has been your favorite win from the Avs season thus far?
Ooh, it was quite recent actually. That Vegas game was really good. The Vegas game.
I
You
wanted to
shouldn't
have
have
a
asked
unique
me
one.
first. You
I
should have
wanted to
asked
have a
me.
unique one. Dang it.
Yeah, yeah. Avs came back down 2 goals twice, and down a goal late in the game. Kale McCarr, or sorry, Arturi Lehkonen was the one that tied that one. Less than 2 minutes to go in the game. That was the 5-on-6 I was talking about before. And then you went in the shootout. McKinnon, phenomenal goal. You go from 50 miles an hour to 0, and you just snipe it right past the glove of disgusting
He shall
Aiden
not be
Hill.
named. Not
Oh,
Aiden
I
Hill. That was
named him,
Carter
but he's
Hart.
disgusting.
It's Carter Hart.
So Yes, Aiden Hill's trash too, but Carter Hart is worse. That's who we beat that night. Um, but beating Vegas is great. Beating them how we
Absolutely.
did is even better. So I would love to hear your
It's
favorite game
always
now.
the problem is I don't have another good one to lean on, so I can go to the well of what has been. I'll name two, our two what I consider most dominant wins. 8-4 against Jersey, day
Hmm.
after 2 days after they beat us in their place,
But yeah, we nearly
and
blew a
then that,
four-goal lead.
and then a beautiful 9-1 win over the Edmonton Oilers.
Yep. That's that was great. That little stretch there you go, 9-1 over Edmonton, completely destroy McDavid and Draisaitl. Then go the next day, win in overtime in Vancouver. That Vancouver game was also one of my favorites from the season. You
That
blow a
was a great
two-goal
game.
lead and you blow it late in the game too, but Brindley coming through early in overtime. That kid is phenomenal. And you go back to back, winning 9-1 against Edmonton to taking down Quinn Hughes, putting him up another bagel in overtime the very next night, both on the road. Just great stuff to see.
And now Quinn Hughes is in our division.
And he still put up a bagel against us last time he played.
True. Very, very true. We've had two separate streaks of 8+ wins in a row. We're on one right now, and we'll see how long we keep it going.
Yeah, I have the stat pulled up right here actually. So the Avalanche, they have the longest home win streak out of any team this year by 7. They're at 14. They have the second longest home win streak in franchise history. They're 4 games short. That's going back to the 21-22 season. We all remember that amazing
Great season.
January we had that year.
Great season.
And we have the second longest home point streak as well, 4 games short of that same team. I know there was a stat I was looking at yesterday as well. When it comes to win streaks this year, the Avs have the longest win streak in 3 out of, I think, the next 4 or 5 largest win streaks in the league. The Avs have ended.
This team is, well, as we said, every word in the book describes this team.
Yeah,
All
yep, they're
right.
that good.
I think that just about wraps up everything. Patrick, you got any final thoughts?
Uh, hey, the Colorado wagon keeps rolling. Keep watching. Keep paying attention to us on 5280 Media's Instagram and Twitter page. I do post on Twitter quite often. Um, but yeah, this team is riding all the way into June. I'm here for it. I will be at games without a doubt. I'm going back on the 8th when Ottawa's in town. So if anyone's there, let me know. We'll see if we can pull something. But you know, this team is just on top of the world. There's only one more spot to go, and that's on top of the mountain. So,
Absolutely. For me, it's just let's keep this wagon rolling. I'm having fun watching this team. You're having fun watching this team. The
always.
entire state of Colorado is having the time of their lives right now. I could not be happier to be a Colorado sports fan between the months of September to June
Yep.
because we know what happens in the other months.
Yep.
Rockies, please do something.
Hey, I'm happy with the moves they've
Nope.
made so far now. Sign some players. That's it.
But at the same time, we have made no free agency signings,
Exactly.
major
Sign some
league roster
players.
signings. Please, I love everything you're doing. Moneyball, fantastic. Yay. Sign a player, please.
Yep. 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 That'll come soon. The team's coming back. We got spring training coming up in February. I'll be there. I'll be covering some games as well. And then opening day is 86 days away. So keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on the Olympics. We'll try and get to you guys before then. Maybe we'll do an Olympics watch party. Team Canada, Team USA. That'd be amazing, phenomenal. So much fun last year. So we'll see what we can
Absolutely.
pull. Don't forget to check out our store, guys. We got merch in the store. Eyes on Abs, 5280 Media, Nothing But Nugs. Got a couple new ones coming out as well. So make sure you guys are looking at that. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram. My handle's the same everywhere. You can see it right below my face. You can see Josh's as well. But yeah, any final thoughts for you, Josh?
For me, this is my Twitter and YouTube, and then this is my Instagram. Just this with a dash underneath. Sorry, I used two different tags. That's on me. But Patrick, you want to send us home?
Yeah, let's do it. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in today to our Q&A. Went a little long, got a little podcast in there. Make sure you guys follow us everywhere. Like I said before, check out the merch store, and we'll see you next time. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your questions.
Thank you guys, and let's go, Avs. Let's go, baby.
Let's go.